Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today, Saturday night. It's going to be the hottest night of Survivor Series weekend as Los Angeles gets ready for war as WarGames is coming at us thanks to the true brand of sports entertainment, NXT, and we are going to bring you our preview and predictions right now. My name is Nick Nightmare, and you are watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show's NXT TakeOver WarGames preview and prediction show. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
All right, wrestling fans, as always, this review is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering fans of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show 30 days free to try out their service, and will give you one free audiobook to say thank you for doing so. All you got to do is go to audibletrial.com/sledgehammertv right now. Check it out. Sign up today. 30 days can go by. You could cancel before the end of that 30 days if you do not wish to remain part of the Audible service and still keep that book, which is absolutely amazing. Over 180,000 books to choose from. Check it out right now. audibletrial.com/sledgehammertv. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about the true brand of sports entertainment, the brand that brings the pro wrestling, the brand that is going to give you 4 matchups on one night that is going to outshine an entire Survivor Series card. I'm talking about the yellow and black of NXT. You guys love it. I love it. I am in such a tremendous mood because we hit our goal for 1,000 subscribers, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you loyal Sledgeheads, part of my Sledgehammer Club, for joining on, knowing that this is the future of sports entertainment podcasts right here on YouTube, bringing the hammer down like nobody else can, and I do it all for you guys. Without you guys, this show is nothing, and all 1,002 of you guys right now are my absolute favorite people on the planet. Make sure you guys light up that comment section like I know yous love to do. Let me know what you're looking forward to most about this tremendous NXT TakeOver WarGames card. WarGames last year was a breath of fresh air, man. It was one of the most anticipated pay-per-views once it was announced of the whole entire year, and it definitely delivered 110% as NXT usually does. This year is shaping up to be even bigger and even better, and it has less matches than I think any NXT TakeOver event has ever had. I believe they've all had 5 matchups, at least in the last couple of years or so since TakeOver has kind of taken off. Maybe in the earlier days, maybe there were lesser cards, but 4 matchups, man. 4 matchups, and I guarantee you will enjoy each and every one of them 100 times more than you will enjoy anything we see on the main card show on Sunday. One of the big 5 pay-per-views, Survivor Series, is going to be overshadowed once again by the brand that is really bringing us what we want to see. What do you mean by that, Mr. Nightmare? You might be saying, well, I'm talking about matchups like Johnny Gargano versus Aleister Black, one of the greatest storylines that NXT has ever developed. It came from out of nowhere. The element of surprise took the entire NXT universe by storm as Johnny Gargano was revealed to be the mystery attacker for Aleister Black earlier in the year, and it just took everybody's breath away, man. And let me tell you something. I really enjoyed this dark side of Johnny Gargano. He was great as that clean-cut, all-American kid. Everybody was able to get behind him. He had a flavor of somebody like a Daniel Bryan that you just want to get behind. You want to see him succeed. He's got a great-looking wife in Candice LeRae, who's another little powerhouse in professional wrestling. You want to see her succeed. You love their relationship, and you're all behind them. You love the Garganos. I love the Garganos. Who doesn't? Aleister Black doesn't. Especially not after what we see. Nikki Cross, that psycho sanity bitch, definitely throwing the whole entire world for a loop by adding the revelation where she knew who it was. She was the one that started this whole thing off by revealing it to Aleister Black, getting involved in business that really doesn't involve her, but I am glad she did, because now the stage is set for one of the most anticipated clashes that NXT has had in a long time. Some very, very deep emotion in this matchup as the devil himself, Aleister Black. No man is ever truly good. No man is ever truly evil, but this man is going to be brutal and wants his vengeance against Johnny Wrestling, who has turned to the dark side, seemingly. He doesn't seem to think so. He says, I'm still the same Johnny Gargano I've always been. I've just learned that sometimes you gotta play dirty around here. And dirty is definitely what he's been doing. He's kind of following in the path of Tommaso Ciampa. Interestingly enough, I would love to see them revisit this as DIY, but as a heel formation. Wouldn't that be something cool to see? Them turning against the fans. Maybe they can call it something else. Did it ourselves, DIO, or something, you know, whatever. It could be something unique and different, bringing the evil Gargano back together with the most evil son of a bitch in all the professional wrestling, Tommaso Ciampa, who we will get to in just a minute. This match, as all of these matchups on this night are, is very, very hard to call. If I'm going to give you my prediction of this matchup, I really truly believe that Aleister Black is going to hit that black mass kick square across the chin of Johnny Gargano and get himself a measure of vengeance, and probably will pick up the win here. If Johnny Gargano does win by some sort of a heel tactic or some sort of trickery, I won't be opposed to it. I just don't see Triple H keeping Aleister Black down, possibly positioning him to come up to the main roster sooner or later. A win in this scenario would probably suit Aleister Black best. Johnny Gargano's gonna stick around if he decides to challenge for that NXT Heavyweight Championship at some point. A championship Aleister Black already has held. He does not need to hold it again. So a win here, and then say goodbye to Aleister Black, as we might see him on a SmackDown Live or something in the near future. I say SmackDown Live because I don't want him anywhere near Monday Night Raw. Not that SmackDown Live is any better, but you guys know my feelings on that. And if you don't, you could check out all the reviews from earlier this week where I bring the hammer down on the WWE like no one else does. Let's go back to the match screen and go to our next matchup. Match number 2 here is going to be, if I can pull it up here for just 1 second. Sorry, gang. The women's NXT Heavyweight Championship of the world now, thanks to William Regal taking the history of these two girls into account, taking the fact that they have traded wins back and forth over the last few months, traded the championship back and forth as well over the last few months. This matchup is now 2 out of 3 falls. Kairi Sane firmly believing that Shayna Baszler cannot beat her twice in the same night, as she's looking to reclaim her prized possession, her golden treasure, so the Pirate Princess can sail into the sunset of NXT as the victorious champion. But there is a vicious, evil queen still in her way, as the Queen of Spades is looking to make a statement. She has got backup. She's got 2 of the 4 horsemen of MMA watching her back, and I don't know if Kairi Sane will have what it takes if these other 2 women decide to play a factor, just like they did, leading to Shayna Baszler winning the championship at the last TakeOver event. So I'm going to go with the same kind of route that I'm going with the Aleister Black Johnny Gargano matchup. I believe the time is now to bring Shayna Baszler up to the main roster. I don't think there's anything she has left to prove in NXT. She has been one of its star talents over the last 2 years. Her growth has been absolutely tremendous. She's one of the most improved ladies on the roster down there. Now would be a great time with Ronda in the spotlight, with the whole horsewoman thing seeming to start to come together on the WWE side. Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch making up on this last week's SmackDown. It would be a smart move to bring her up if that is in fact a story you guys want to visit in the near future. So let Kairi Sane regain her Women's Championship, become the second woman to be the two-time Women's Champion, and let Shayna Baszler move on to bigger and better things in the WWE, and maybe give these girls, or give the women's division, something to be excited about. Because Ronda Rousey, to me, just hit everything like a big dud. And I think a good way to reinvigorate even Ronda Rousey herself is to bring her loyal lieutenant, I almost said Sasha Banks, God forgive me. Now I'm screwing up on her name, and I don't know why. Shayna Baszler. I apologize, you guys. I think I'm just overexcited and I'm overamped up. And once I make a little flub, I kind of go off the rails a little bit. But Shayna Baszler is the name we wanted to say, not Sasha Banks. And Shayna Baszler should be coming up to the main roster to elevate things. She can help Ronda Rousey get to where she needs to be. Or they could even feud them, which would be great too. See Shayna Baszler come up all badass, all pissed off. I'm working my ass off to get to the level that they just handed to you. Maybe you start off something like that before we get all buddy-buddy and do the horsewoman thing. But that remains to be seen. That, again, is a story for another day as we move on to another one of the match. I shouldn't even say that, because every single one of these matchups is very highly anticipated, and this one is no different, as the championship is on the line. The Velveteen Dream is dreaming in the color of gold as he wants to bring his purple experience to the champion, Tommaso Ciampa, the dominant champion Tommaso Ciampa, the very vicious and brutal Tommaso Ciampa, who has been hands down the best heel in all of the WWE. Count anybody you want, count Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, any single heel you want to name. This guy is better than they are. The NXT champion has got something to prove, as the Velveteen Dream has made his shot heard round the world, as this last week on NXT, he made Tommaso Ciampa feel the impact of the Purple Rainmaker elbow drop, also sending him cranium first into his beautiful, precious golden belt, Goldie, like he likes to refer to her as, and I cannot wait to see what this match is going to be like. You have two completely different styles of wrestlers, the flashy, flamboyant, very outspoken, very, very athletic Velveteen Dream, and his polar opposite, the smash mouth, take no shit, no nonsense Tommaso Ciampa, going to be a slobber knocker, to say the least, and I can't wait to see this one. One of my favorite matchups made on this night. Is this the time for the Velveteen Dream to be crowned the NXT champion? It would seem to feel that way if you listen to the NXT universe down there at Full Sail and everywhere they go around the world. But I truly do not think that's the time, and it's not taking anything away from Velveteen Dream. I just think Ciampa's championship run right now is magical. It's absolutely magical, and he needs it to culminate some way or somehow with Johnny Gargano, whether that's them coming together as a unit or them fighting to the death on a future episode and finally settling this thing once and for all. Once they get clear of the Aleister Blacks, once they get clear of the Velveteen Dream, maybe they go back on a collision course with this new, tougher, more hard-edged Johnny Gargano fighting to the death to get his hands on that title. That means the world to him. It's an interesting way that they could go with it. What would be next for the Velveteen Dream? Maybe the North American Championship is a way you want to go with him for now, until it's time to crown somebody after you're done telling the Ciampa Gargano story. He's definitely placed in the proper position to be in consideration. He definitely deserves this matchup. He's one of the most over acts in the whole entire company, and I don't think this is really the time for them to pull the trigger on it just yet. He's got a little bit more to polish to put on the purple knobs, or whatever you want to call them, because he's so close to being absolutely perfect. So Patrick Clark, no disrespect to him, he's come so far. He's one of the most respected guys for me on this roster, just based off of his character development and how he goes out there wanting the spotlight, knowing he wants to steal the show, but this is not the time for him to take that championship. Maybe a North American title run, like I said. Maybe they just bring him right up to the main roster. Not out of their wheelhouse to do. Not that's what I want to see them do, because like I said, he needs a little bit more seasoning to truly become the Dream that I think that he can be. And the Velveteen Dream's going to give it his best. It's probably going to be the best match singles-wise on the night, which is tough to say once again. But Tommaso Ciampa is going to remain your NXT champion, which leads us to the main event of the evening, War Games. You guys, this is so damn good that it's hard to even try to set up the stage. This story has been being told throughout the last couple of months in NXT absolutely perfectly, from the start with the North American Championship, and you got Pete Dunne and Ricochet's rivalry. You have the Undisputed Era getting in everybody's business all year long. You got the War Raiders making their debut. They've been making their presence felt, and now you have these two teams being brought together for a War Games match that is going to make last year's War Games match look like a walk in the park. Plus, the format has changed just slightly, as last year we had three-man teams. This year we go more traditional, back to the days where we used to see Dusty Rhodes and the Legion of Doom and a Magnum TA going in there against the Four Horsemen, and we got the 4-on-4 traditional War Games setup, and it's going to blow the roof right off the Staples Center. This match is going to bring you guys right to the edge of your seat, man. If Adam Cole showed you anything last year, he showed you that he is a star in that War Games matchup. How many other people are going to make that same claim when this matchup is over? I'm almost in fear for the life of a guy like Ricochet. You got War Raider Hanson and Rowe over there. They are absolute beastmen. You got them surrounded by steel, and you got the NXT Tag Team Champions, probably never been in such a dire strait, never had such a challenge been placed in front of them as the War Raiders inside of a War Games matchup. 2 rings, surrounded by steel, all kinds of chaos is going to ensue. This match is going to be great. Each team going to have one member added to it. I think they said every 2 minutes, or in 5-minute intervals, I believe it was. I forgot what they said this past week as they laid the ground rules down for this matchup. But in this last week's episode of NXT, the Undisputed Era cheated their way to a victory as Kyle O'Reilly got a victory over War Raider Hanson for the advantage in the War Games. And that we are going to see play out this Saturday night, and the Undisputed Era has the advantage throughout the entirety of the match until all the bodies make their way into the ring. How much damage will they be able to place upon guys like Ricochet and Pete Dunne in 2-on-1, 3-on-1 situations? Is it going to really play a factor leading towards the end of this matchup when all of the participants are finally locked in the cage, and these first few guys that have been in this match now for 20-25 minutes, are they even going to be able to walk? Are they going to be sucking wind? Are they going to be bleeding out in the corner somewhere? Because that's how brutal this match is going to get. Do not sleep on the UK champion Pete Dunne. He is going to be in there to hurt somebody. He's in there to hurt somebody when it's not surrounded by steel. So I expect to see a lot of the same from Pete Dunne here as well. My favorite talent in all of the UK. Ricochet making his mark all over NXT, the new North American champion. He has just been on fire as of late. He is gunning for Adam Cole. He wants to put an end to this whole entire rivalry, and that just might happen at the War Games this Saturday night. And I'm going to go on a limb here and say that for the second year in a row, Adam Cole is going to survive this thing. The Undisputed Era will most likely come out with the win, in my estimation. This is some very stiff competition they are up against, But you can't go against the future. You can't fight the future, and they are going to shock the system one more time in a situation where it looks as if the odds are against them. The Undisputed Era and Adam Cole, baby, will be standing tall at the end of this thing. Wouldn't be surprised if, again, we see Cole ending up as the sole survivor of this whole thing. Saturday Night War Games from Los Angeles going to blow Survivor Series away. Survivor Series is a whole nother story for a whole nother show, which will be dropping on this channel a little bit later today for some of you, tomorrow for others. And I'm not looking forward to Survivor Series as much as I am looking forward to the War Games. I know a lot of you guys are feeling the same way, and like I asked you at the beginning, make sure you let me know, what are you looking forward to most? You have 4 matchups to choose from. Which one of these do you think are going to be the one to steal the show? Which one of these has you so hype that you can't even speak and that you can't remember names, and you screw up Shayna Baszler's name and call her Sasha Banks just because you're so amped up and excited that you can't get your shit straight? Which happens quite a lot here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. We also had a very highly intense day today. We had a little family drama, which kind of is the reason for the delay in tonight's upload. I know it should have been up a lot earlier, and I promised you guys it would be up on Thursday. Some of you guys probably were looking for it and it wasn't there, and I apologize for that. But we had a little bit of an emergency situation. Everything is fine. Everybody is fine. So that is all you can hope for. And here we are now talking about it, and I want to know what you think. And then make sure your asses are here Saturday night when the review goes up. As soon as it finishes uploading, I am going to debut it as a live premiere episode on YouTube. So if you see it go up, get your eyes to it, because I'm going to be sitting there watching it with you. We could chat together. We could talk about the show as we're watching this show, and you can hear my thoughts and reactions live as I'm sitting there with you. That's always a lot of fun to do, and I look forward to that. So make sure you guys get your asses out there Saturday night, because I'm sure you'll be all excited when NXT War Games is all said and done. You're going to be adrenalized and amped up and ready for more. And you'll get it here. And you're not going to get it on Sunday at Survivor Series. That preview will be up tomorrow for Survivor Series, and it will also be reviewed Sunday night. The hammer will be swinging on Survivor Series, the last minute change-a-rama, where they don't even know what they're doing, and we'll probably see more changes up until the minute before the show breaks on Sunday. But we don't have to worry about any of that until then. Right now, it's all about the War Games, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you guys all so much for being with me here tonight. Thank you again for all the subscribers hitting that subscribe button and getting us to 1K, and now it's on to 10K, baby. Every 1,000 is special, but we got to hit the next level. We got to hit the next level fast, so we are going to hit the engine hard, and we are going to keep this train moving, and it takes an awesome wrestling fan like you that just enjoyed this show tonight to hit that subscribe button right now and join the 1,000-strong that know that Sledgehammer TV is the place to be when you need the hammer brought down on your professional wrestling, and in an intelligent, in a fun, in an exciting manner, and when it needs to be, with ruthless aggression, which I'm sure will be the case on Sunday night. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is my team, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and the wrestling god of thunder, and his tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in the entire galaxy, and that's Mr. Blue, the Snowball Microphone. He is so pleased to be here with you, as are we. Every time we throw up one of these awesome videos on YouTube, we can't thank you all enough for being here. Make sure you smash that like button if you had a good time, and then share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, especially if they are hyped as fuck for NXT War Games this Saturday night. That's gonna do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you tomorrow for the Survivor Series show right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, officially sponsored by Audible. Get your free books. All you gotta do is go